Oh, how's everyone going today? How's it going? How's it going? We're just switching up our music here. Hi, got to go? All right. Hi, Cal Ray. Bye, Cal Ray. Oh, 'cause I guess school's starting. Yeah. Don't be late for school, bud. That's funny. So, how's it going today, everyone? I'm going to be doing a just chatting session today. Just keeping it really chill today. Wrote on some lo-fi here. Super, super chill today. Well, as chilled as I can be, right? I'm still super high energy. Shalomi, homie. Hello, hello, hello. Grogu wanted to say hello this morning too. What's up, bud? How's it going today, man? We're just chilling out. Oh, enjoying the stream shed this morning, right? Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll throw open the door here. Since it's such a nice day out today, we're gonna throw open the door. We're gonna let some sunlight in here. Soak up some vitamin D, right? Soak up some vitamin D. How about you drop a hot freestyle? I can't freestyle because I'm Canadian and I don't do this sort of thing. How about you drop a hot freestyle? Does the backwards hat give you the impression that I'm some sort of a rapper or something like that? Because I'll give you a heads up. It is purely based on the fact, actually, it's kind of a weird thing where it came from. So as a teenager, all my friends were like skateboard kids because that was the thing back in the day. Back, when I was a teenager or a kid and stuff like that, like you didn't scooter, you didn't do anything but skateboard. And I tried skateboarding multiple times and couldn't do it. So I actually ended up picking up like BMX biking, which at that time wasn't really a big thing, but at least it was kind of accepted among the skateboarders because essentially like I always had the BMX bikes with the pegs, so I could always get them around town to their skate spots, right? So I was accepted for pretty much I think solely that reason. But where the backwards hat came from was essentially whenever I was riding my bike, I'd be riding my bike with my hat on, like essentially like forward, right? Oh, this mic thing is gonna drive me nuts today. I'd be driving my bike with my hat on forward, and all of a sudden, as you're biking, you'd feel it slowly start to pull back. So it got to the point where we started wearing our hats like backwards straight, and I know it sounds stupid, but even backwards, it used to slowly pull up. So we noticed that if you kind of like cocked it to the side and kind of threw it over your ear, it didn't really do any of that when you were biking. So my friends and I, we all started wearing our hats that way, which is really lame. But that's the actual reason why I legitimately wear my hat that way. It's not for aesthetics or anything like that. Now it's just like habit. I literally just throw my hat on most days and just like throw it on and then like lock it. Oh, is the mic really low today now? No, I apologize, Callie. That is literally one of my breaking points. I've actually been addressing yesterday, and was kind of the starting point of a not very fun day, night, evening. Um, my mic has just crapped out, so that's the situation. So unfortunately, I'm left using the boom mic on my headset, which at least I do have a backup, right? So. Oh, you know what's funny too? I had to look really serious too because I was like, oh, like I didn't switch over my songs before going on stream, so I didn't want to get a DMCA strike or anything like that, right? Even though it was literally like 3 or 4 chords, right? It's not so much that I just got the mic, Callie. It kind of a long story. I've had it for a while. Um, got a new cord for it again, and yeah, needless to say, unfortunately, the port on the back seems to be a little bit loose or something, so yeah, no, I do apologize for that, because as you've seen in my streams before, Callie, like I preach, good audio and stuff like that, because I realize and understand a lot of people are not watching me, they're only listening to me, so, it always benefits you to have really good audio, and unfortunately my mic is not there anymore. Oh, no worries, Rodden, no worries, Rodden. But I will be picking your brain uh, for some mic knowledge moving forward for sure. Hey Avis, how's it going? Good morning. We're just doing a super chill, just chatting session. Ooh, we got a ghost at the door. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, essentially just kind of breaking down what I've been thinking about and stuff like that in terms of hardware to software and everything. But yeah, no, do your rounds. Let me know whenever you're back, buddy. Yeah, feeling as good as I can, right, Avis? Essentially, what kind of broke the straw or the straw that broke the camel's back last night for me was essentially more or less like when I went inside to go to bed. I guess my girlfriend's little guy had crawled into bed with my girlfriend, so I was left trying to either piece together some sleep on the couch or his bed, which I don't fit very well on either one, unfortunately, at this point. So it, it left me kind of in a tough spot for sleep last night, and I don't sleep very well as it is. So so yeah, so Grogu and I just just lounged on the couch and in bed as best we could, right? Just pieced together what we could. Child, keep child safe. So what's everyone up to today? I think I'm apparently supposed to be meeting up with my nephew a little bit later. We're just gonna meet up and go to like a park or something like that. I think just to get outside for a little bit with the boys and get them tobogganing down a hill. Hey, no worries, Callie. Yeah, I should be on for a little bit here. Just doing our chatting session. Just chilling out today in the stream shed, right? We've got the snow outside. We're just chilling, right? Quite literally. It's really actually not that cold out today. Hey Alexa, what's the weather today? That's really not even that cold. See you shortly, Callie. And then also too, of course, I dropped one of my earphones, like one of my earbuds this morning too, and I couldn't find that, so that was never a helpful situation. But now I'm sitting out in the stream shed with all you lovely folks, and it's definitely picking things up, that's for sure. Still feel like I'm running on about 2 hours of sleep though, maybe if I'm lucky. So I'm actually a little bit like that tired and giddy state, which is always really fun to play around with, right? I always enjoy that. Always enjoyable to just be kind of bouncing off that wall of giddiness, right? Honestly, sometimes it's fun, like even as a kid, I can remember staying up like really, really, really late, and you and your friends just sitting in the basement or, your bedroom or wherever you've built your fort or whatever, and you're just killing yourselves laughing, and the laughing is just snowballing into more laughing, and everyone's having a blast, and no one by the end of the laughter can even remember what started the laughter train. That was the best part about it. Everyone's just so tired and giddy that everyone's just having such a good time, that you just laugh for so long you forget why you're even originally laughing. It's awesome. That'll be me here today, right? As Grogu slowly dances to the music. He's really down with these beats actually. He really likes these beats. I didn't know Grogu liked the lo-fi, but apparently he does. Oh, when you were a kid, you could sleep for so long. See, even the boom mic is driving me nuts for like drinking. When you were a kid, you could sleep for so long. So that's funny. I actually went through a phase when I was a teenager, probably, and I used to be able to sleep pretty well. It's funny, when I was a kid, actually, that's one of my talking points, is what did you want to be when you were, like, younger for a job? And that's one of the things I always used to say I wanted to be was, like, a farmer, just because I always knew that they, like, got up really early, they got up really early in the morning time, and I was always a really early riser when I was younger. So I always used to say that I wanted to be a farmer. But I think pretty much solely based on that one singular fact, that they get up early. So I don't really know why I chose that profession out of all the professions to wake up early. I guess it's the only one that I really knew. Um, but yeah, I always wanted to be a farmer. I'm still a kid. You know what, Darren? I feel the same way in terms of like mentality. Um, years, years though, we've lived quite a few years, but yeah, in terms of mental attitude, I'm still popping off at 6, 7 years old and stuff like that. Like even if I'm not mistaken, recently I saw one of the posts about the Nerf war set and stuff like that, and we have a similar thing going on here. Like we actually have a kid in the house, but he's too young to use them at this point. So my girlfriend and I, we light each other up with the Nerf guns all the time, all the time. Pretty much any dispute is settled with either like just an all-out, fire war in the house or a sniper battle outside, depending on who's coming home at the time and storming the castle, right? Oh, sorry, excuse me. That's exactly it, Darren. That's exactly it. Just trapped in a man's body. I always joke with people too. I just have more money than a kid. It's a great situation. Actually, a few years ago, when my nephew was first getting into school and stuff like that, and they did a lot of like show and tell and journal, bookkeeping and everything, he actually was being told he was being told to write what he did over the summertime, and he kept like essentially writing little stories about like his uncle Andrew, right? And about the RC cars and about the Nerf guns and about, mountain biking and, all the different things we were doing that summer and everything like that. And my teacher or his teacher, sorry, pulled my nephew aside or pulled my sister aside and asked her, like, this Uncle Andrew, like, he is talked about non-stop by Colton. Like, he won't stop talking about him. How many kids does this guy have? And at the time, I was single, no kids. So, and I had more toys than probably most of the kids in the class. Just because I can afford the good ones, right? All the big boy RC cars that can, like, tow kids around in wagons and stuff. Oh, it's good times. I almost liked the ghost on the door. Oh, thank you. I try. Oh, it's been so much fun. Honestly, like, kids just de-age you, too. Like, if you start feeling like you're getting old and stuff like that, hang out with a child and, it'll definitely help you feel a lot younger. It'll definitely, bring the age back. It'll dial back the clock a little bit, right? Aw, Avis, that's too sweet. Thank you so much. Do you have nieces and nephews, Avis? Yeah, I've got the one nephew, but my family is really big, so a lot of my cousins and stuff have like children and everything now. So whenever we have, or whenever we used to have big family events and everything, it was huge. Oh, you're the oldest one in the family, eh? Oh, okay. Lego collection, Nerf collection, and Star Wars toys have gotten out of control. Well, what, Darren? Why do you think I'm being pushed out here, bud? All my toys had to get moved out to the shed to make room for all his toys inside the house, right? Apparently all the half-broken toys are worth more. Oh, I love all my toys. I'm always so happy to just come out and look at, like, the collectibles and stuff like that, and I have a lot of actual play toys too. Um, I've spoiled myself throughout the years with toys, right? Keeping yourself entertained, different video game systems, virtual reality or whatever. They're still, yeah, I guess that would be a little bit awkward, eh, Avis? If all of a sudden you were the last one in the family to have a child. Yeah, I guess if they're still teens, I guess that wouldn't be something you'd wish upon the family, right? Well, hopefully you'll be the first one. Oh, that's too funny. Well, I hope everyone's having a great day today. We're just doing a super chill stream today, coming at you from out in the stream shed. And by the way, I know there's a big massive ball of light behind me. The door ghost is slowly opening the door and closing the door, so that is actually a Canadian winter outside behind me. That is snow. We're just chilling outside because I'm way too loud to be inside in the morning time. Keep the whole family up, right? Here, we'll get a ball of snow here just to show you that we're not on a green screen, right? I guess this is the one advantage of having the boom mic, is the fact I can actually go cordless outside with it, right? But this is real snow in Canada. It's really not that cold right now, though. Hey Alexa, what's the temperature right now? Yeah, that's really not that cold. That's really not that cold. No, I don't usually give the door ghost a name because it comes and goes. Most of my other items have gotten names. Actually, I know what would be good. You could always name it as a community, right? What would be an appropriate name for the door ghost that we have behind us, haunting us? I always like like Shannon from Mad TV back in the day. I always try and explain to my girlfriend because she's never seen the skit, but it's essentially I want to say it's Neil McDonald, and he does kind of the eccentric producer guy. Oh, thank you so much for the raid, Cozy. We're just doing a quick we're just doing some chatting here. How's it going? Hopefully your day is going well. We were just talking about Mad TV actually, with the old skits with Norm Macdonald and like the eccentric like producer back in the day, and he always used to talk about being on a diet and come on, Shelly. Shelly, you're killing me here, Shelly. I'm on a diet and you're bringing me chicken carbonara? I can't even handle it, Shelly. Put it in the elevator and send it down, Shelly. Just send it away. Shelly. Okay, bring it back, Shelly. Shelly, bring it back. I'll have a piece, Shelly. That was the worst impression in the world, but go out and watch the skit and you'll laugh. You'll actually laugh. Oh, I'm always doing good, Cozy. I'm a little bit tired this morning, though. We were just addressing this morning how, last night I had to actually essentially sleep on a combination of the couch and my girlfriend's like toddler bed, and I didn't get much sleep because of that. So we're in that fun little, groove space, right, where we're all giddy and stuff, right? And how are you doing today, Cozy? Oh, no way. That's awesome. Actually, just before I was jumping in, while I was watching, or sorry, while I was listening to Spotify, I was actually watching you. You were playing the Hulk, if I'm not mistaken. How is that game, by the way? I've heard so many mixed reviews, but one thing I've heard across the board is like if you are an MCU fan, it's worth it if you're able to pick it up on sale at the half price probably because the storyline alone is worth um, investing in. So just for anyone out there that has been thinking about purchasing it, I've been thinking about buying it too, but I've heard the storyline is really good. But apparently there's a lot of other issues, I guess. I don't know, Cozy. Yeah, any good movies you're watching recently, Cozy? My girlfriend and I watched a really, really weird one. It almost felt like a Black Mirror episode. And it was called, I believe it was called Sorry to Bother You. Super, super weird movie about like a call center. Oh, okay, so it is actually pretty good. You know what? Maybe I'll try and pick it up one time if I can pick it up on sale. Oh, we're talking about the Marvel Avengers game. It's gotten really mixed reviews, but apparently, if you're a big Marvel fan, it's worth picking up just for the storyline. I've heard. Because, like, even put it this way, for an example, like I'm a huge, just to like to throw it out there, big shout out, right? But like I'm a big graphic novel fan, and for an example, perfect example, you probably won't be able to read it on stream, but that price tag right there, Canadian, says 39.99. So this book by itself would, I mean, I didn't actually spend that much on it, um, but for an example, this comic book would be more than the game to purchase, and the game probably actually has more story content than a graphic novel. So in my opinion, that actually could be a good investment. Hope you don't mind. I'm just gonna close this door here. It's getting chilly in here now. Because, like I said, that is not a green screen. That is actually cold, snow, and a Canadian winter behind me. It's only like 0 degrees, but even still. Oh, really? See, you heard it was actually really good, Rotten? See, it's funny. Ever since it came out, it's been getting like, from what I've heard, really mixed reviews. I guess it's one of those like love it or hate it type of games, right? Oh, that's sweet. The Disney Plus is amazing. Like let's be honest, it's worth what is it? I want to say it's 7.99 or 8.99 Canadian, and it's worth it for just the Mandalorian and just like the Star Wars universe, and then all of a sudden you add on the whole Marvel universe too. So it is a good subscription actually. It's not bad. I've really enjoyed it. We have it mainly too because of my girlfriend's son, right? He loves all the Mickey shows and everything like that, right? Obviously. And I mean, let's be honest, the Pixar movies are incredible. Inside Out is such a good movie. Um, what else is there off the top of my head? Wreck-It Ralph. I love Wreck-It Ralph. Who doesn't like Wreck-It, right? It's about. Sorry, I'm. Is that pounds? It's about £5 a month in England. So what does that convert over to? Because I think pounds is roughly double Canadian. So that's about what, 15 Canadian a month? Yeah, I guess that is pretty expensive. Yeah, 15 bucks. Oh, 10. Sorry, 10 bucks a month in England. Well, how much? Oh, sorry, I'm mixing it up. Avis, how much is it in like I don't think it's actually like I don't think you're actually in Spain, are you? But Like, how much is it where you're from? Holy cripes, a month? Really? And that's 20 euro, isn't it? Euro is more than pounds, isn't it? Sorry, I'm horrible with currencies. I'm not a big traveler, folks. So when I see different currency symbols, I don't always know what they mean. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. I just sheet my pants. Grogu will help along with the with the welcome. Oh, and also too, we're always making sure that everyone gets the RGB potions, right? Make sure everyone stays healed up. Make sure everyone stays lag free. And we also have the RGB or the heal potion over here. See, I'm a little bit. It's funny. I'm even more scatterbrained this morning than I normally am. Running on like 2-3 hours of sleep here, maybe. Oh, pounds is higher than euros? Oh, no worries. We're always joking about the RGB in my place here. The RGB keeps the lag monsters away, right? So that's why I have just like RGB coming out the yin yang here. And then even if you could see my PC too, it's all RGB'd out too. You gotta keep the lag monsters away. Just looked, it's 866 Canadian converted from 5. Oh, so that's really not too bad. Yeah, so that's almost exactly on par with us, because if I'm not mistaken, it's either $7.99 or $8.99. So, which I think is completely reasonable. Especially to just bring in the whole nerd universe into one spot, right, is really nice. Oh, okay, yeah. So pounds would be more than euro. I always thought for some reason euro was worth more because it's the more generalized currency. But it looks like from what Cozy's saying, euro is worth less than pounds. Now I'm getting myself all confused here with the math. I really shouldn't be trying to do math with this mental state. I'm gonna make myself look like a moron. Oh, really? See, that's one thing I don't really follow, Cozy. I'm horrible for that. I don't follow any politics or anything like that. I just try and stay in my cozy little rock shell. Ignorance is bliss, right? I live out in the country. I don't need to worry about those things, right? Actually, I've got we're gonna have to figure out some names too, because I've actually got some characters for on screen and stuff like that. The Triceratops, he's an herbivore, but a lot of the times he's still gonna try and obviously get out and, you know, graze around and everything like that, see what's going on and everything. But we need to give him a name. What can be his name, right, folks? What can be the Triceratops' name? What can be his name, right? Sheldon. Ooh, I like that actually. That is pretty good. Sheldon. Do you watch Big Bang Theory, Rotten? That's such a good show. I love that show. It made the whole like nerd chic thing cool. Well, amongst other things, but yeah, Big Bang Theory is awesome. I love that show too. So who's everyone's favorite character? Like, okay, let's rephrase that. Who's everyone's favorite character other than Sheldon? So we don't get 50 Sheldons in here, right? I don't know. I always felt like Leonard was kind of my go-to. Yeah, see, Sheldon, of course, right? Oh, see, Howard? Oh, that's funny. That's a good one, actually. Howard is really funny. And the dynamic between Howard and Raj is hilarious. Oh, I've heard that a lot actually, Avis, that the laugh track gets old. I know a lot of friends that essentially won't even watch a show if it has a laugh track. And I have heard the argument, and it is very true. I don't need a show to tell me when I should laugh. Um, if I find one thing or another thing funny, I want to laugh at those points, not necessarily when they, you know, um, almost brainwash you to laugh. You know what show's really good too, if you haven't seen it, is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That one doesn't have a laugh track, but that show is awesome, super super funny. That's true. I would say Howard probably did grow up the most. Howard and Sheldon, obviously, right? Because Sheldon had so much growing to do. Um, but Howard had a lot of growth throughout the show too. And I guess in a lot of ways too, Howard's was really positive growth too, right? Essentially changing from this really like, for lack of better terminology, like really kind of like skeevy, you know, almost pervy type of, guy to a relatively mature, funny, um, respectful person, right? He seemed to gain a lot of respect for women throughout the seasons and stuff like that. Yeah, I liked it when they brought on any of the guest stars. Pretty much, uh, like when they did the Adam West episode as well, when they're visiting the comic convention. That was hilarious as well. I thought that was super funny. When they're trying to, who was it? They're trying to bump. I think it was they're trying to bump Adam West for Lou Ferrigno, or vice versa. Oh, you watch It's Always Sunny as well, Avis? No, actually, I don't have It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on Netflix either right now. That's why unfortunately I've had to take a break from it. I was watching it on cable television for a little while because with my internet package actually I had like one of those like VIP internet packages where they were throwing me a free essentially a free cable package, and FXX in Canada was actually part of that free cable package. So I was able to watch it for a little bit that way, but I at the beginning of the pandemic, we weren't really watching cable that much, so I brought in the cable box and everything like that. I was still renting from them. See, that's why it wasn't free, right? They give you the cable package for free, but then you still have to rent the hardware from them to actually access the cable, so it wasn't really worth it in the end. Yeah, Raj was the bee's knees. Oh, Vikings on Prime. See, I haven't really seen that one. Um, it I've heard it reviews really well and everything like that. I have a couple of friends that watch it. There's a lot of shows I've been meaning to watch and get around to. We actually discussed this on the Discord. I start watching them, and unfortunately, what ends up happening is like you know Kelsey and I will start watching a show together. Either one of us will watch like one episode ahead, and then just keep like going while the other one just falls behind. We've done that on a couple of shows, and I don't think Vikings would really be her show, her type of show. We've been watching a lot of Black Mirror recently. Actually, what was really cool was we watched the Bandersnatch movie. That was really neat. It's essentially like a choose your own adventure movie. That was really cool. Throws me off with the symbols. Cozy's symbol and Avis's symbol. I know they're not very similar, but they're the same color, and half the times I'm just like, visually drawn to the colors of them, and I'm mixing up the symbols. I apologize if I have done that. I will reiterate, I am very, very tired today. Oh, that's cool. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla game is based off of the Vikings show apparently, and like you can tell, that's really neat. I haven't actually played through Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I've been mainly sticking to a lot of the free games recently and stuff like that, especially now that I'm gonna have to invest in a new microphone. because unfortunately my microphone needs an upgrade. What a good reason to watch a show, right, Avis? My stepsis loves Vikings because she says the pro tag is hot, and honestly, true. Ragnar is. yeah, so am I, Cozy. Yep. Yeah, so let's rephrase that. I was using that mic, but unfortunately it's gonna need an upgrade because now whenever I go to plug it in, just crackles and pops. Ooh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because I have the black version and the white version is static free. The black version looks better, but the white version works better, right? Is that the way it works? That was the thing. I know it sounds so stupid, but even when it came to my virtual reality headset, like that was one of the driving factors on why I got like a Quest 1 over a 2. Obviously, price was the biggest factor overall, but I really like the fact that the Quest 1 is black over the Quest 2 being white. And I know you can probably put stickers on the Quest 2 and everything like that, but whatever. Cost was obviously a big factor too. I couldn't really justify the cost difference for a Quest 2 over a Quest 1, considering I was going to be using it with my PC and stuff like that most of the time anyways. And most of the stuff you're paying for with the Quest 2 is internal hardware from what I've read, so yeah, actually, I mean, I'm lucky enough that like quite a few years ago I invested like a lot of money in my headset. Like it's like I'm actually a big fan of it. Like big shout out to Skull Candy stuff. I'm not affiliated obviously or anything like that, but they make really nice audio stuff from what I've experienced. Apparently, a few years ago, I read that they were apparently owned by Astro Audio, which is like really high end stuff. But anyways, I bought this headset quite a few years back. And it's like 7.1 surround sound, wireless. It's a really nice headset, so I'm glad that at least I have this backup now that my mic died. Webcam is a tricky one. See, I'm a true believer in you can go cheap with a webcam. Like for an example, I you know, don't take my word for it, but I think my video quality is pretty decent for live streaming, and I bought one of the cheapest webcams I could find. I use the Creative, what is it, Creative 180. 1 second, let me see. I'm pretty sure I've got a oh no, you know what, I put the box for it in my other shed just recently, but I want to say it's 1 second. Actually, I might be able to look it up here. It is like the Snowball, or the Snowball. It's the 1 second here. Yeah, let me double check here. Okay, so it's the Creative Live exclamation Cam Sync 1080p. And from what I've experienced, it seems to be really decent. What I always say, Cozy, is like kind of the hierarchy of like good visuals, as weird as it sounds, is like, and I think I've even posted in the SAS community, like SAS love, right? Much SAS love. But essentially it's like good audio, as I'm using a boom mic here. That's what's been driving me nuts. But good audio, good lighting, then good camera hardware. You can overcome good, or you can overcome a bad camera with good lighting. So in a lot of cases, you can cheap out on a camera in most ways, because the other part too is, for an example, if you're only using it for live streaming, think of it this way: 9 out of 10 times you're only going to have this tiny little thumbnail box on a screen, right? Half the people watching from mobile, half the people are watching from tablets. So a lot of the times their video quality isn't going to be very good anyways. So you can cheap out on a camera, and save yourself a couple bucks there. Apparently the go-to webcam though is the Logitech C920. That seems to be unanimously across the board, like until you want to step into like any 4K cameras or mirrorless DSLRs as your stream cam. Apparently the C920 is like the go-to webcam for bang for buck. That's one thing I have found, especially with electronics and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, you want to do a lot of research, and my best suggestion is take out like the top 100, raving reviews, take out the bottom, crummy reviews, and then kind of read in the middle of the reviews for electronics. But read a lot of reviews, and it is worth it in a lot of cases to spend that extra little bit of money. I have found. You do get a lot of, quality out of it in a lot of cases. You know what's funny? Oh, okay. So the creative one is probably the one that. Sorry, I thought you were saying that's the one that you have now and that you were gonna upgrade from that one. But yeah, I find it perfectly fine myself. I like the fact that it's got a little light on it, so essentially as soon as a program is accessing the camera, like as soon as I open OBS or something like that, it gives me a light on the actual physical camera to kind of let me know that something is accessing the camera, to kind of say like, hey, like, you may be live, just to let you know. And then on top of that, it's got a decent mic too. So when I do pull it outside for like outdoor streams, it seems to have decent pickup. The one complaint I have about it is it has like a crummy lens cap cover. I don't even really use it. It's just like a little rubber cover, which I would have liked like a slide or something like the Logitech C920. But you get what you pay for, right? I'm not paying an extra. What was it? I think the difference was an extra $40 or $50 or something like that between this one and the next step up. And I think the major difference was the slider for the privacy, right? Which I wasn't going to spend $40 for a privacy slider. And then, honestly, for chairs, that I almost don't feel comfortable suggesting, because with a chair, like I've got a gamer chair and I find it comfortable, but I mean, I've always had like sportier cars and stuff with this style of seat in them. I'm a relatively I I really hate to say this, but I'm just being totally honest. I'm a relatively thin guy, and like if I was any wider in my hips or thigh range, this chair would drive me up the wall, because it's got like the side bolsters and stuff like that. And again, this is just trying to be totally honest. The side bolsters, and especially on the legs here, would drive me up the wall. Like I'm already like I don't really like I hate the term, but it sums it up. I don't really man spread like that much for the most part, and I'm already hitting like the side bolsters on my chair, and on the sides and stuff like that. So, I mean, unless you really want like a gaming race chair, I would look into an office chair, or something like that, like a nice ergonomic chair personally. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you have a decent desk chair, I would look into like just a nicer desk chair. Like, I mean, depending on how much you have to spend. Like, I always hear, this what is it, Herman Miller or whatever. They're the top of the line, but they're pushing more than most people's computer setups or consoles, right? So, you know, it's hard to suggest one of those chairs unless you've got some silly money to throw into your setup. But yeah, that's one thing because I did sell furniture for quite a few years, Cozy, and that was one thing I would highly suggest is go like I hate to suggest it, especially because you're probably spending a lot of time at home. You want a new chair with everything going on and everything like that, but it's really something I would suggest trying out firsthand. It's a very, very, very hard to buy furniture from a picture, from reviews, things like that, right? Because it is so personal. The material they use, the foam density, there's too many variables to just, oh, I like the looks of that one, let's go with it, right? Pretty much the difference between a desk chair and like what most people would consider a gaming chair to be is a gaming chair, Avis, is like this style. Like here, I'll get out of the chair for a style. Okay, so this chair here very closely represents like what you would see in like a race car, right? So essentially you've got like these big huge side bolsters here which are actually coming out from the chair, like they're actually pushing out from the chair. And then it's the same with the base on the chair too. The base of the chair is essentially flat, and then on the sides they actually come up and kind of almost funnel into the middle of the chair. Again, for me, that was comfortable because I've always had these chairs in my cars and stuff like that. So it was an easy transition for me. I'm relatively thin and stuff like that, so I fit in the bolsterings very well. But like I said, like I don't know if I would really I don't know if I would suggest a gaming chair to anyone, to be totally honest. Unless you find one that's really comfortable, right? Because even like for a perfect example, the base on this chair I find relatively hard. So I actually have like I keep a blanket like on the base so that I just sit on the blanket, so it's a little bit like comfier. I'd go out and shop for one of those like gel pads that you can sit on and stuff like that. But again, I want to be able to actually try it, see it and stuff before I buy it. And with everything closed, I'm just chilling at home and making the best of a bad situation, right? That is the one nice thing right now, Cozy, is because of everything going on, there's so many like office chairs, gaming chairs and stuff like that going on blowouts and clearances and stuff. So if you are looking for one, you can generally find one for a pretty good deal if you look around. Yeah, I would stick with the desk chair myself. Like if it, if you're asking my honest opinion, I would stick with a desk chair. Yeah, no worries, Avis. No worries, we're just chilling out here, enjoying the day, right? Actually, you know what? We're going to open up the door here again. It's getting warm in here again. We can actually afford to open up the door again. Um, but yeah, go with a desk chair then, Cozy. Try a couple out, see what you like and everything like that, right? And then make your decision. Because there's so many out there. Especially nowadays, they've got the gaming chairs with like, massaging pillows and footrests that come out. And why don't you get one of those, Cozy? Why don't you get one of those Scorpion chairs? Have you seen those? Like the big, huge gaming chair that when you sit in it, it essentially reclines. The monitors come over your back. I think I want to say there's probably four ultra wides on it, if I'm not mistaken. Like I was just saying, if you're gonna go, you might as well go big, right? Go big or go home. Oh, that's funny. Oh no, no worries, Cozy. Hey, are you kidding? Look at how tiny this room is. When I'm playing VR, I'm smacking my hands off the ceiling, off the walls. The stream shed is not big. The stream shed is not big. That's one thing that I would love is moving forward if I could, you know, I guess re-choose or rebuild. I would really, really want a bigger room for like virtual reality and stuff like that, right? Because I'm always smacking my hands off of things here. Actually, it's funny. If you, I'm not going to tell you which video, but if you go in my video on demands, you can actually see me with a really bonehead move where essentially I'm playing virtual reality and I kind of forgot that there are actually things around me in the real world. Well, I go to pick up my sword that I dropped in the game and I smack my head off the back. Like I've got a like my girlfriend has like a workshop table back here and I smacked my head off the workshop table hard enough that the VR headset turned off. Actually, you know what you can do too, Cozy? I actually don't have it out here. It must be inside. Um, but what you can do is you can actually play virtual reality with a pretty limited space. It's just not as fun because it doesn't feel as immersive. Because you don't really walk around your space, you more or less move with your thumbsticks, and the camera or the headset is just kind of the camera itself. But you can play, like for an example, like I could sit here in the middle of the room and put it into what's called like stationary mode, and essentially just like spin myself around in the center of the room without actually ever. I mean, I barely touch that, but I can move more in the center. I could sit here and move around and not touch anything, and actually play that way too. So there is that option. I don't know about the other systems other than Oculus because I only have an Oculus. Um, but with the Oculus, you can choose either room scale where you kind of draw out like an area in your room as like a play area, or you can put it into stationary mode, which just kind of puts like a halo around you, and then you can actually just play within a confined space. So like if you're sitting on a couch, laying in bed, something like that, right? So it's a lot easier that way. Honestly, and just for a heads up too, Cozy, right now because the Quest 2 or yeah, because the Quest 2 came out, the Quest 1 a lot of people are selling off for really cheap prices because they're buying a Quest 2. And like I was saying, if you have a decent like gaming PC and you plan to play most of your games through the PC, because the Oculus headset can play them wirelessly through just the headset, and again, I can discuss more into that too. But anyways, before I ramble on, if you plan to play mainly through your PC, it's almost better bang for buck in my opinion probably to go with the Oculus 1 over the 2 because the PC will be doing most of the hardware processing and the computing and everything like that. So the glasses are almost irrelevant which ones you get, and they're very similar in terms of actual screen quality. So oh, so you have a PlayStation, so it might be worth it for you to look into PlayStation VR. Again, I haven't done too much research into that platform, but I know I have heard pretty positive reviews from it. So you may want to look into that for yourself if you're already on the PlayStation platform. And again, that one I'm not too sure about the options between room scale and stationary. It's probably possible, but I'm really not too sure about that. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, usually that's funny. I used to have a similar setup as well. Like I used to when I go inside, I actually have like a computer set up to my TV. So I've got like USB. I used to be wireless, but I found it was really annoying to always keep the batteries charged. But I uh, have extension cables and everything, and I'm running the computer through like the big screen TV. It's a crummier computer, so I don't do a lot of gaming on it and stuff like that. But it's a lot of fun to play it that way. Is the PlayStation VR expensive? Like, how much is it roughly? Because I know I picked up my Oculus. I picked up my Oculus One, like with accessories, a carrying case, and almost in brand new condition, from a really super nice guy. And I paid 250 Canadian for it at the time, which was I thought pretty reasonable for what it was offering. Like I would say That's probably one of the best investments in like gaming I've probably made over the years because it it's one of those systems that almost transcends like gaming where you can hand it to virtually anyone and they'll find some content they can really enjoy. Um, my parents, when I handed it to them, they really enjoyed like the virtual reality fishing. There's also like movie theaters you can watch movies in. You can also go hiking through trails. You can go climbing in the mountains. Like it's limitless what virtual reality is going to offer in the future. Oh, 299 for a full set. Whoa, 519.50. Yeah, that is really expensive. I mean, granted, that's brand new, right? I bought my Oculus used and I haven't had any problems with it. What if you blind in one eye? Oh, you know what? Actually, Feed the Heat, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that's an issue with most of the headsets because from what I've read, most of the headsets technically run two 2K monitors. It's not like it's one ultra wide monitor across the the headset itself. So if you are blind in one eye, technically it would be the same as like real life, right? Um, Obviously, I don't know that much scientifically about depth perception, but I do know that they do have two individual screens, or at least most of the headsets have two individual screens, not one unified screen. So it would be pretty much the same as depth perception in real life, I'm assuming. You might want to do more research into that feed, but I'm assuming you could still enjoy VR for sure. Oh yeah, you can still use it because I'm part of a couple of different virtual reality communities on Facebook and stuff like that, and I know that there are a couple posts from users that actually have said that that was a concern for them, and it's not an issue. They experience essentially the same. I might be reading too much into it, but it sounds like they experience pretty much the same thing in VR as they do in real life. So essentially, modified depth perception and everything like that, right? But I mean, it's overcomable, so it is an option, which is super cool. Um, there should be an option, Cozy, because if I'm not mistaken, it's pretty much like all the computer games, right? Like, especially if you get into uh, virtual reality through your PC, most of the games will have the same options as a regular PC game. Um, you can even set up in most of the games how you move because some people experience motion sickness, so they give you different options on how your character will move throughout the world. They give you options on how you turn, graphic settings and stuff like that. Some games will let you turn off like the motion movement a character will create and stuff like that. So it's pretty vast on the options you can play around with the VR headsets. It's actually really nice. Like I've been super impressed by mine. Like I said, it's probably one of the best investments I've made in my setup. Because also what you can do is you can run something called virtual desktop, and essentially what you're doing at that point is you're running your computer through the headset wirelessly. So it's almost just like having um, almost like a third monitor on your computer per se that's wireless and mobile, and that you can change the size of, right? Because it's hard to explain, but it's like an optical illusion in the headset, right? I can make it seem like my computer monitors are like, say, 100 inches because they're so close and so wide that I'm looking around my computer monitor, right? So like sometimes when I'll play World of Warcraft off stream, I'll play in virtual desktop mode, and then that way it almost feels like World of Warcraft is like a virtual reality game because essentially I can start spanning the monitor around me, so I'm actually looking around in World of Warcraft, right? It's actually really super cool, and that can be done in virtually any game. Though because of like the latency and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't suggest maybe doing it in like really low latency requirement games like your first person shooters and stuff. But anything, like World of Warcraft, probably like Diablo or something like that would be fine. But it's awesome. It's super super cool, guys. I would highly recommend it. I mean, if you've got some money to blow, right? My thing was is I had a lot of money invested throughout the years in remote control cars, trucks, um, like helicopters, everything, and I liquidated it all to make room in the house here. So I was able to kind of like spend it on other hobbies, right? And virtual reality was one of them. I always wanted virtual reality growing up, and then as everyone knows, a couple of years back, of course, like Ready Player One came out, right? And after Ready Player One came out, I was like, oh my god, I need virtual reality. I don't care if they're not really developing much for it. Which for a while they did kind of slow down on the development for virtual reality, but it's picked up big time recently. They're doing really good advancements with virtual reality at this point, because essentially, I mean, like you've got games like Half-Life Alyx and stuff like that now, right? Where I mean, you've got A-class titles coming out for virtual reality, which is awesome. I haven't had a chance to play through that game myself. Um, I've talked to quite a few people that have played it, and they say it is the most immersive experience, running with virtual reality. Grogu is awesome. Oh, I'm gonna make myself a drink here, guys. With my comically big mug. I'm gonna make a drink with my comically big mug. I don't even think I have enough water in the stream shed left to support this. I brought all my jugs of water into the house last night. Hi C to V, how are you today? We're slowing things down with the chatting session today. I was just joking about I needed to make a new drink in my ridiculous mug here. But I don't even have enough water in the stream shed to support a mug of this size. Find the largest receptacle you can find. Oh, I'm always good, C to V. I'm super super tired today. That's the theme. That's the theme of this of this stream. Is I'm just super super tired. I'm running off like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. It is a great beer mug, Avis. You know what though? I don't know if I've mentioned before. I don't drink, so it would be a great beer mug. It's Steam Whistle. I know. The only reason I bought this like pack of Steam Whistle was for this cup. I have a thing, like everyone in my family knows that I have a thing with like buying or like drinking like out of really big cups, because I hate going to the fridge like 50 times for like, you know, 50 single glasses of like juice or pop or whatever, because that's mainly what I drink. Um, so I always get big cups, and I thought this one was really funny and kind of like more classy, because most of my big cups are like just like the plastic cups. Even for a while, I had a stack of the Wendy's plastic cups. No, I don't drink anymore, C to V. I used to drink a lot when I was younger, and I just over the years I have slowly kind of pulled back to the point where at this point I could consider myself to not drink at all. Um, if I was to have one drink or two drinks in the course of a year, that would be a lot for me. If you want, you go. Am I just butchering the name, David? I'm just butchering the name. Devi? Or maybe Devi. That's what I'll call you. Devi. Or yeah, Devi. C Devi. And it's funny too, because someone actually pretty much almost spelled it out for me phonetically yesterday, right? No, I am a strong believer. Like, oh man, alcohol is it can be really super evil at times, but at the same time, like if you're responsible with it, it can be fun and everything like that. I've just had bad experiences with it myself, so At this point, it's just a choice for myself, right? And plus, it's fun to fill this glass up with like fruit punch or something like that, and then try and get through the whole thing. What do we got here? What do we have for drinks? I don't have any drinks in here left. I usually have quite a selection of different things to drink. But I came out this morning and I didn't really plan on streaming, so I didn't really plan on being out here for very long. I might have to run inside real quick and grab something to drink here, folks. Like, this is all I've got for hydration here. Oh, no. Wine. I'm not a big fan of the taste of wine. If and when I was to drink, like back in the day and stuff like that, because I am a big like pop and juice drinker, usually it was like hard alcohol. Uh, like my go-to drink was generally like Ryan ginger ale. Um, there was one my buddy and I used to drink a lot, and this is probably one of the reasons why I don't drink anymore. But there was one Cyclone. It was a tequila. It was a tequila rum mixture infused with a lime taste. We used to mix it with lime Pepsi, and oh man, the nights we had with that, oof, whew, whew. And no, I literally don't drink at all anymore, at all. Like even when, and it's funny too because when we go to a restaurant or something like that, um, like there's multiple situations that pop up, but one of them always is like back in the day, back in the good old days when we used to go to restaurants and hang out amongst our our social peers. I don't even know how to word it like that. But when we, but you know, a while ago when we used to go to restaurants and everything like that, my buddy and I went to, I think it was, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. We went to a restaurant and we ordered the same thing, and essentially his bill was somewhere in around $70, and mine was around 25, maybe 30 with tip. And I bought like one of those like a specialty drink, um, a smoothie, whatever, like a slushy type of drink, right? Sorry, I'm rambling on. Long story short, the bills came. His was 70, mine was 30, and he's like looking at like, what? We bought the same thing, and I'm like, yeah, but you drank, and are you drunk from it either? And he's kind of looking at me like, no, and I'm like, yeah, like, it's crazy, right? The price that you'll spend on drinking too sometimes. In Colombia is weird. Combine wines and alcohol drink. Oh, yeah, like that's a big thing here too. Like even in a lot of cases what people will do in Canada is, and especially like teenagers and stuff like that, I remember this, is a lot of teenagers like the taste of say like wild vines Zinfandels and stuff like that, like the really fruity wines. So what they'll do is they'll have like their Zinfandels and everything, and then do almost like a vodka kicker or a gin kicker in it, just for like a higher alcohol percentage or whatnot. So, oh really, Avis? Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, Jaeger was never a big thing for me. I mean, I used to drink what were they called? Liquid cocaines back when I did drink in the bars a lot and stuff like that. And that was what was it? That was half Jaeger and half Goldschlager, and those were pretty tasty. No, 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 David. No, like I said the other day too. Like in a lot of cases, it's me trying to comprehend just messages in general. But no. What I'm getting across with this message is never apologize to me for your lack of English ability, because like I've even said to Avis before, um, you are literally speaking a different language for my benefit. I don't speak, a second language, so I can't even apologize for attempting to try, you know, a different language. So the fact that someone even attempts English is, you know, a huge deal, right? Um, but that's one thing because the first time Avis came into Discord chat with me, Avis apologized for I forget exactly, but like essentially broke. And I said no, like never apologize for something like that. Like, you know, I'm the person that can't even attempt or, you know, like try and speak broken Spanish or anything like that. So don't ever apologize to me for not being able to speak English, right? Because even one thing I've brought up too, we were just discussing, I think it was yesterday, you know, English isn't even the most widely spoken language in the world. And there's so many people that are like, you know, why don't you speak English? Like, speak English. Everyone should speak English. Like, well, why would everyone speak English if there would be more people that would have to adapt to that than another language? No, it wasn't that bad, Avis. It wasn't that bad at all. The accent wasn't that bad at all. I'm just the other part too is I'm so untraveled that I can't even tell different accents apart. You could tell me you're from XYZ and have an accent from ABC and I'd be like, "Okay, cool." Oh, that's understandable. But at the same time too, I think we were talking about this yesterday as well. Like English is one of the hardest languages to learn. There's so many contradictions, so many rules that contradict themselves, that at the end of the day, um, e- even the people that speak English butcher English, and I am certainly bad for that. Oh, okay. English is actually the second most spoken language in the world, but the fifth in number of first language speakers. Oh, okay, Avis. So it is actually higher on the list because I thought it was. I wanted to say it was around fourth or fifth for highest spoken languages, but I knew it was much further down on the list for like first languages, for essentially like native tongue languages. But I didn't think it was as high as second for most spoken languages. But then again, I hate to say it, it's because it's becoming almost a universal language, right? As sad as that is to say. Um, which there's so many. I think we were joking about it yesterday and stuff like that. Someone was even saying like, even the way I, even the way I kind of grunt through English is not very romantic. So there was much nicer, you know, poetic sounding languages out there that we could kind of back and support. Exactly, Avis. No, that's what I kind of figured from that message. No, that does make sense that there are a lot of secondary English speakers, um, because English is so widely spread at this point, right? Yeah, I've heard. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've heard Spanish is relatively like you can pick up Spanish relatively easy because it shares uh, a lot with other languages, and it is very structured like French too. Because if I'm not mistaken, that's one thing from school I remember in French. There's not a lot of contradictions. And again, correct me if I'm wrong on these, but it's a lot more structured than English in terms of its rules and lack of contradictions. Yeah, English is really difficult to write it. That is true. It's more difficult to write it than to speak it. I butcher the language, so I make it seem harder than it is to speak English. Um, but yeah, no, it's not too bad. And it's always funny though when, because a lot of my friends have talked about this and joked about this too. It's funny if you don't speak other languages, but you're listening to another conversation, and you're listening really intently and everything like that, right? And you hear the one word out of, a 5 minute conversation that happens to sound like an English word, and you're like, I know what they're talking about. I know what they're discussing. I'm part of the conversation now. I heard one word. I know the whole scope of the conversation. let's let's get ready, right? And meanwhile, the one word that you have heard isn't even an English word. It just so happens to sound like an English word, but you know what they're talking about, right? Oh, verbs will wreck anyone trying to learn Spanish. Phonetically, it's much easier than English. Oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. Languages are funny too, though, that way, right? Like, I'm sure there are some languages. It's just like any other, like learnable content or content in general, for humans. But there are probably certain languages that I'm sure some people find very hard that other people find very easy, and vice versa, right? Like, it'd be interesting to kind of speak to, say, like, a wide group of, um, like multilingual speakers and stuff like that, and kind of like break down, what everyone really feels is easy and hard, and see if there is, uh, you know, unanimous decisions. Because it seems like you always talk to people that speak like two languages or whatnot or anything like that, and they always say like, oh well, this was hard or this was hard. But it'd be interesting to see like on a wider basis maybe, um, what everyone kind of agrees is hard about certain languages. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, Avis, I'm not sure if you're on mobile or the computer right now. Is there I I know I added the panel, but I don't know how it works or if it works. But essentially, there should be like a translator, in my About Me section as well, because I know that there are a lot of, like, essentially, I think we were discussing this yesterday, like, uh, Spanish viewers, if I'm not mistaken, are the widest or the fastest growing, populace on Twitch right now. Um, so I'd really like to know if my, translator panel on the About Me section actually works. It should be down at the bottom there, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, you can't see it? Yeah, so 1 second here. I should be able to just pull up my Twitch here, right? Yeah, here. Chat translator. Start translating chat. Honestly, I don't know how it works, Devi. That's why I'm just kind of wondering, like, if it works. Like, I've never used it before. Because for me, I've got it translating to English, and then, oh, pop out extension. Let's see here. I'm not too sure how it works. Here, let's test it here while we're kind of just chilling here and stuff like that. Let's try testing out a couple different things here, right? It says it's just connecting, but it's not connecting to anything. Yeah, it doesn't seem to function. Did I get that one right? Yeah, it doesn't seem to function. Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, it does not seem to actually work, so that's too bad. So okay, so I guess that's something to switch out then. So yeah, I'll probably just switch that out with another panel then, because there's no point having, uh, a Twitch translator that doesn't actually work, right? Oh, so maybe I actually have to Maybe I have to connect it through Twitch in the background, maybe? I think you two are neighbors, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure you two are neighbors. Um, yeah, no, that's weird that it doesn't work. That's really unfortunate because I was really hoping that would work. That would be such a cool feature for the channel. Would be everyone able to talk, like everyone able to chat in their own languages, and then actually have like it pop up in your chosen language if I'm explaining that properly. That's really unfortunate it doesn't work though. uh no, I can't translate that one. That one's out of my wheelhouse, right? I wasn't able to pick out the one word. See, I wasn't able to pick out the one word out of the sentence that I knew. So I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, no worries. I'm gonna try and look into that a little bit later too, because what I might need to, maybe what I need to do is I need to actually, like set up the extension in the background. I might have added it to the panels, but I didn't actually set up the extension. So maybe that's what I could do moving forward too. Yeah, see, it says break down language barriers in chat and expand your viewer audience, but it's not actually like doing anything. And even on my screen here, like I've got this screen popped up here um, on the other side. I don't know if you can really see it very well there, but it's put itself in a web browser window, and even that is just sitting there just trying to connect. So, and it's been doing that the whole time. So, oh, okay. Spanish is my first language, and I'm from Spain. Really? So, okay. So this might sound really stupid and ignorant, but is even Spain in Spanish different then? Because there's no Spain in that sentence. Or are you like uh lengua is an actual like narrowed down area? Oh, that's true too. The extension could be down itself. Yeah, that's true, Avis. I never really thought about that. That's one thing I really would like to play around with more is the extensions. Oh, really? España equals Spain? As I butcher that word too, right? Oh, that's really cool. Oh, I'm just gonna close down the background Twitch there, so I can hear myself in the background here. Wait, where is it? One thing about having all these windows open, you never know where your actual sound is coming from in the background. Yeah, I'm Southern Ontario here, which has been super fun. I love living in Southern Ontario. Like, honestly, I love it. We've got bike trails, we've got ski hills, we've got a little bit of everything here. It's really enjoyable. Oh, we got some stars up. We got some stars up. Make sure that we're pushing some stars. Yeah, I've always lived in Southern Ontario. I grew up I grew up in a small town here, and then moved to a neighboring city for a little while, like just after high school. Um, to move away from the parents and stuff like that. Even though I've got like the most amazing parents in the world. Um, but then after a while of living there, I moved back pretty much my hometown to save up and buy a house. But yeah, I've always lived in Southern Ontario. Just kind of moved around Southern Ontario myself. I have traveled, as I was saying to Zaz before, I have taken road trips down to Florida and stuff like that when we were teenagers with my parents to go to, like Disney World, um, Orlando, uh, Daytona Beach, Myrtle Beach, stuff like that. But haven't really traveled really elsewhere other than Florida. But yeah, I love Southern Ontario. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I was living in first world. Honestly, like it's not even so much like first world. It's like, let's be honest, like without getting too deep here and stuff like that, I don't consider it like first world or anything like that. I consider it like it's Canada. Because look at the US right now. That's considered first world. Would you want to live there? I wouldn't. I would trade a lot in my life, financially, um, and stuff like that to not live in the states at this point. Um, so, but but I but, but you know, it is true, right? Because even for a while there, oh man, I was working at Discount Car and Truck Rental, and that was kind of a running joke because we were renting out like Audi A4s to customers and stuff like that, and it came with a, because like most new cars have like a USB port or something to plug in your phone so you can listen to your music through the car's stereo, and you couldn't do that in this car, and it only came with a cable to just plug in an iPhone, and it was the older generation of iPhone. So the amount of people that would rent this like luxury car and then like come back being like, I couldn't even listen to my phone over the radio, like, oh, this car is a piece of junk. Meanwhile, it's like this $70,000, entry level luxury vehicle, right? It was like a fully loaded Audi A4, so it was like a really nice car. Yeah, it's like old man cough here. It's not so much that Canadian, like, to be totally like honest with this question and stuff like that, I wouldn't say it's so much that Canadians hate Americans. It's just in a lot of cases, I know myself, like online and stuff like that, um, we're lumped into kind of the North American, um, you know, mindset and stuff like that, and I hope to not be just flagged for this, but it seems to be the common mindset or the way people look at North Americans is just pure ignorance, right? Um, you know, close-minded ignorance. And in a lot of cases, Canadians are just sick of having that guilty by association, um, mentality with the rest of the world, right? It's kind of like the whole, like, like when you go to a new school and you have an older brother or sister in the school, and everyone in the school already knows your older brother or sister and has that, like, oh, you're you're one of you're one of the Smiths. Oh, you're a Smith, you know what I mean? And you're just like, no, I'm an individual. Like, my brother is an individual, my sister is an individual. You may know them and you may have your opinions on them, but wait to formulate an opinion on me, right? Is kind of the mentality that a lot of Canadians have. Um, you know? And that's the other thing too, like I don't know, like everyone can have their own opinion, and you know, it's like a butt, they all stink, right? But at the end of the day, I don't know. No, I don't think Canadians hate Americans. We get a little sick of all the stereotypical jokes though, right? At least make up some new ones. I just want to hear some new ones. This coming from the guy being in practically an igloo outside in a Canadian winter, right? And I'm telling people to not buy into the stereotypes. I don't I don't know if that's too valid a statement. Don't don't buy into the Canadian stereotypes as I open my shed door and expose the snow in the background, right? You know what's funny, actually, Avis? That is one thing we are actually trained at a very young age. Is when you go traveling, wear a Canadian flag on you. You know, almost advertise the fact that you are a Canadian, because even in a lot of cases, and again, I haven't traveled in a lot of other areas and stuff, but I've heard in a lot of other areas, Americans aren't too warmly welcomed. And because in a lot of cases we do sound so similar to Americans, because especially in Southern Ontario, like I've grown up on American television, not Canadian television, so people a lot of the times think I am American, um, American, so we've been told to actually advertise the fact that we are Canadians when we travel and stuff like that. No maple syrup jokes. You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Avis? I don't even have real maple syrup in my house. It's too expensive in Canada. The stuff is literally more expensive than gas, like than oil. I don't even know, honestly, I have no idea where this background sound is coming from. I have nothing open now with me in the background. Why do I hear myself? Whatever. These are problems for another day. I'm too tired to try and figure these things out today. Oh, maybe is it maybe the translator now? Is it? No, I don't know. Whatever. 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 No, I have no maple syrup in the house, unfortunately. It's too expensive. That's one thing I've actually joked about, and which is actually really truly serious though. I think it's funny that the mindset in the world right now, or I guess people's priorities are so out of whack in terms of finances and stuff like that. I find in most cases that people are literally complaining about, for an example, the price of gas. Okay, and I don't know about other areas of the world, but for an example, in Canada, gas right now is less than $1 per liter. Okay, $1 per liter. If I'm to go to Tim Hortons, the local coffee store, okay, and buy a cup of coffee, I am going to spend more on a cup of coffee than I will on a liter of gas. Put it that way. Coffee is more expensive per volume than gas. But you don't hear people complaining about the price of coffee nonstop. You don't hear people complaining about the price of a pop at the grocery store nonstop. But gas prices are outrageous, right? Coffee and pop do not get you to and from work. They don't start your car in the morning time. They don't run machinery, but people are still willing to spend $4 on a Red Bull, right? Which is what, 4 liters of gas? That's enough gas for most people to probably get to work in the morning time. Like it's unbelievable. It start when you show us the translator. Oh, so maybe it's on the translator. Yeah, you're right. It did start when it actually was on the translator. But that's the thing. I've closed down all the extensions for the translator. Like I don't even have my Twitch open anymore. Like now it's open. Maybe I'll just pause it in the background here. All right. I guess maybe it was playing in the background there. The baby Joda. Well, okay. Without ruining anything, Devi, have you been keeping up on the series? Oh wait, I want to catch up on some messages here. The coffee here is really cheap. Oh really? Well, don't get me wrong. Like coffee here is relatively cheap. Like you can buy coffee here relatively cheap. But Tim Hortons, which is like the go-to Canadian coffee shop, is more expensive per liter or per volume than gas, right? Which is crazy. But I mean, you can buy it relatively cheap, right? Even we drink it with ants. Ants are a great source of protein, Devi. Have you ever had chocolate covered ants or like chocolate covered grasshoppers? Those are really good. And I'm being sorry. That's not like like a stab or something. That is like legit. Like growing up, um, my grandfather was really big into like different foods and stuff like that, and he would always do that to me growing up. Give me different like weird like meal like chocolate covered mealworms, different things like that, right? And he'd always, oh, how is that, bud? And then, oh, it's pretty good. And then, oh, you just ate an ant, or you just ate wasabi grasshoppers or something like that, right? But yeah, no, chocolate covered ants really aren't that bad. Like if you don't like focus on the fact that they're ants, for the most part it's just crunch, right? Um, there's just a bit of like if I remember correctly, there was a bit of like grit to it. But no, I used to eat the weirdest foods with my grandfather. He used to always bust out like the weirdest snacks. And they were always lots of fun. He always had a good time with it. And then also too, what was it? He always used to have party sugar. It was like it was the weirdest thing. It was like almost crystallized, like almost sprinkles, but they weren't sprinkles. They were little tiny sugar crystals, and you'd put them in your cereal, and as they would melt into the cereal, they would actually like create like a little like pool of color. So long as you didn't stir it up, obviously, right? And we always called it party sugar. And I don't know where he got it from, but he used to love it in my cereal. I still eat cereal like for almost every meal of the day. That's one thing my girlfriend and I have like a big commonality with is our love of cereal. I like all the like the normal um like healthier cereals like Cheerios, Rice Krispies, Shreddies and stuff, but I do like to mix it up with a bowl of the sugar stuff every once in a while. Um, you know, Fruit Loops is a big one for me. I really like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And one that was really good recently, actually, I don't grab it very often, is Crave. It's like I want to say it's graham cracker cereal with like chocolate in the middle of the cereal. It's really good. Oh, okay. He's saying that there are some ants there in Colombia that are a popular snack. I could see that. I could see that being a really popular thing because, like I was saying, like for one, they're very high in protein, right? That was one of the things that my grandfather always used to essentially like explain to me was like, like especially when you watch shows like Survivor Man and stuff like that. Um, so long as the and I used to be really big into reptiles and stuff like that, and this is kind of something that's kind of being reminded from that. But like, so long as the insect itself is getting its nutrients, you're going to get that nutrients, right? So by eating ants, grasshoppers, um, a lot of different, I guess, gathering insects, you can get a lot of really good nutrients from them, right? Oh, see, I have to admit, I've never had them. I don't think I've ever had them straight. Um, I mean, I mean, the ones I've had were pretty, like hoity-toity, right? They were chocolate covered. So for the most part, I'll be totally honest, you wouldn't even really notice that you're eating the ant, other than, like I was saying, like kind of the bit of grit to it. Um, but I could see them being fried and eaten. I've also heard too that apparently I want to say my parents went to Florida, and correct me if I'm wrong, but a big thing as well is boiling whole peanuts or frying whole peanuts. I'm not quite sure how they did it, but essentially you eat the entire shell and the peanut after it's been deep fried or boiled. And again, I might be kind of butchering the way that my parents explained it to me. Um, but they said that was a really big thing in the states when they went down a few years ago. They'd have essentially carts set up and like little roadside vendors selling little bags of, I guess, boiled or deep fried peanuts. Again, I'm not sure which one, but sounds really interesting. Actually, okay. Full honesty, Devi, I'll probably be honest. I don't think I would ever come to like I probably wouldn't ever visit Colombia specifically, but two areas that I do really want to visit, um, is uh Southern America. One of the places I've always talked about that I've always wanted to visit that's like on one of my top things is like Brazil. And then on top of that too, as weird as it sounds, I know. People don't believe me when I say it, but my family is actually from Guyana. My grandma is from Guyana. Um, and my mom has gone back and visited Guyana and everything like that. So that's somewhere I would like to visit myself. Um, kind of be able to see where my mom's side of the family or part of my mom's side of the family came from and everything. So I would like to go back and visit, but like I've said, I'm not a big traveler. I'll be totally honest. I probably will never travel there. But I mean, if I had just unlimited money and time, that's probably one of the places I would go is Guyana. Oh, no worries. No, I was actually just saying, I don't know if you missed it, Devi, but the two places, like, I probably would visit if I was to go to South America would probably be Brazil and uh, I can't believe I was blanking on it. Guyana. Some of my mom's family, like my mom's mom, is from Guyana, um, so it'd be really neat to go back and visit there. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, if I had unlimited money and unlimited time, yeah, I would go I would go visit Colombia and stuff like that too. But I'll be honest, I barely travel outside of my town, let alone outside of Ontario and Canada. Oh, see, maybe that's what it is, Avis. Maybe it's fried, not boiled. Because, like I said, this was them explaining. I think they took a they they took a Disney cruise without their kids. Um, what I want to say 5 or 6 years ago now. So this is 5 or 6 years ago that I'm going back and trying to remember the story they told me. But yeah, it was like it was fried, like deep fried peanuts, and you eat the shell and everything. You just pop the whole peanut in your mouth and eat the shell, the peanut, everything all in one. Which to me seems really weird. I've only ever de-shelled peanuts, but I guess if you prep them properly, I guess it could be interesting and good. But yeah, that was a big thing there. But yeah, I've had some weird foods. Yeah, with the shell. That's what was so weird with it, Avis, was the fact that they were cooking them up in the shell. And even if I'm not mistaken, because my dad he likes that, he likes a lot of different types of food too. He said he bought some, and he went to go, start peeling them, and they said no, you just eat them whole. That's the whole draw of it, I guess. Yeah, see, that's what we thought too, but that was a big thing. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say like they were done up, like beer nuts or something like that. Like they probably had some sort of like a seasoning or something on them, and then probably deep fried or something, so they had a bit of a flavor. But yeah, that was a big thing in the states. They said. And I've had a lot of different types of meats too. Actually, we were discussing this before. Um, Growing up and stuff like that, especially in Canada because of hunting and everything. But I've had a lot of different types of meats. Um, Eel. I've had emu or emu. Um, Sorry on the pronunciation on that. Um, oh boy, tons of different things. Uh, I've tried bear, bison, moose, deer. just trying to think offhand, and I know I've tried quite a few others too. Bison was actually really good. Bison was really good. Yeah, roasted peanuts are really good. I'm a big fan of roasted peanuts myself. I have to be really careful. My nephew is he's anaphylactic, so like he's allergic to nuts and peanuts. So I have to be really careful with him around and stuff. But yeah, I love peanuts. Peanut butter. Yeah, I've had bear and moose before, Avis. Yeah. Don't forget though too, like moose is common in Canada, right? Like moose is a common animal in Canada, not in southern Ontario because southern Ontario is so developed at this point. Um, but I mean, you can drive through Canada and see wild moose on certain parts of the roads, right? Same with the bears. Like bears, you're not. If I'm not mistaken, if I understand correctly, you're not allowed to hunt a bear, but if a bear attacks you, you're allowed to defend yourself, right? So there's enough people with bear meat around. I don't think that it's common to eat moose meat because moose meat, the way my dad explained it to me, is very, very lean. So when you cook it, it generally dries out. The way I had moose meat prepared was actually in a hamburger patty. It was half beef, half moose, put like ground up and then put into a hamburger patty. A Native American inspired restaurant near my house because we actually have a Native American, like a native reserve by my house. And the burger was the moose and beef patty because you put the beef in to kind of like refat. My dad told me to kind of like juice up the moose to make it a little fatty and juicy. So it was half moose, half beef. Then on top of that, this burger was crazy out of this world. On top of that was back bacon or female bacon or Canadian bacon, any of the three. They're pretty much all the same thing. And then on top of that was normal bacon. And then on top of that, get this, was pulled duck. It was pulled duck. I think they called it like the Crazy Hunter or something like that. Like this, it was kind of like it was an upscale type of restaurant. But this burger was out of this world. Um, so little known fact, I'm like a burger connoisseur. Like don't even offer burgers on a listed menu by asking if they will make me a hamburger. And I've had burgers from all over throughout the years. Top three, if not the top best hamburger I've ever had in my life. It was incredible. I was a little bit nervous at first because I know duck is really greasy and stuff, but together on the burger, it was incredible. Like, don't get me wrong, like this burger was just so fatty and disgusting, but it was so good. But no, it's really not common to eat moose here. I would say out of all like the like kind of the gamier type of meats, probably deer is the most common. Um, I mean, I literally have deer that come into my yard at night and stuff like that where I live. So deer are very common. Most people will refer to them as like lawn rats because like they will tear up your lawn, they'll tear up your garden. Um, they're actually very destructive animals. Um, Very cute, but very destructive animals, like the raccoons and squirrels. Um, but no, deer are super common, and I mean, most of my friends, like not most of, I have a lot of friends that do deer hunting when it's seasonal. So within like my town, there's a lot of like deer being passed around when it's season and stuff like that. So there's a lot of like deer jerky, um, like deer roasts, deer steaks, different things like that, right? But deer jerky is a really big one. No, probably actually it's bear and moose are probably the least common. Like if you find someone with some bear meat or moose meat, like that's almost like a delicacy in Canada, like that's really rare. Whereas like I said, like deer, like you talk to half the people in town here and they probably have some deer meat frozen in their freezer, like their
their deep freeze or something, right? It's pretty common around here. And same with fishing. Like, that's one thing I'm really looking forward to. When the lake freezes up out here, it becomes virtually a city out here, and I'll start taking some pictures and stuff like that for you folks at home because I think it is so neat to watch. Like they even have like food trucks that go out sometimes. They'll do like food deliveries from in town out there. It turns it into like a little city out there. It's unbelievable. It's really neat what ends up happening out there. And that's probably like it's only about I would say maybe a 2 to 5 minute walk to the lake shore from my house. Like I can technically see the lake shore from spots if I'm standing strategically on my front lawn. Whereas it's probably I would say maybe 3 to 4 kilometers out onto the lake, maybe that they actually, or maybe no, probably about 2 kilometers out onto the lake where they actually have like the city set up. But it's right in kind of the middle of the lake. I guess last weekend, because the lake that I live by is so big, there's like different sections of the lake. Um, so Cook's Bay, which is one of the smaller areas of the lake, it's already frozen up, and there's already people like kite sailing on it. Uh, they are out there with fish huts already, ice fishing, snowmobiling, everything like that. Test, test, can you see me? Yep, yeah, I can see you, Avis. Test, test, can you see me? Test, test, can you see me? But yeah, I can see you, Avis. You're back. We're just talking about the impending city that's going to be on the rink pretty soon. Should be pretty neat. Oh, and to come back to it too, you know what are really good too are the beer nuts. I really like beer nuts too, like beer peanuts, like the coated nuts. Those are really good too. Just because you were talking about best peanuts are roasted, in my opinion. 1 second, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go. 1 second, I just have to go to the washroom here for 2 quick seconds. I'll be right back. 1 second. 2 seconds. I'll be back in 1 second. I got this nifty BRB screen. I might as well use it, right? I'm putting all this hard work into stream panels. I might as well use them. Oh, hello again. Hello. Oh, can you hear me but you can't see me? Ooh, that's spooky. Ooh, I'm speaking to you from the other side. Ooh. You can't see them, but they're there. Hello, Avis. Give me 1 minute here. I'm just getting set back up here. Just getting set up again. I just noticed, I don't think my stream actually updated. I don't think my stream updated what I'm actually doing here. It still has my title from yesterday. Full of energy? Yeah, right. Why does it say that? Why is it doing that? I've been noticing that a lot recently. Yeah, that's really weird. That is really weird. I did not have a full of energy stream coming through. Oh well, whatever. I'm just getting set back up here. Give me a second. Oh, you know what? Actually, while I'm doing this, maybe I should go grab a drink from inside real quick, actually. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a quick second and actually go grab a drink from inside too while I'm on my BRB screen and before I get back again here. So I'll be right back, Avis. Give me a quick second here. No, you know what it is? Uh, you know what? I'll I'll talk about it when I get back. Yeah, it's an issue I'm having with software not updating on one thing because I'm using it on so many different platforms. But yeah, I'll talk about it when I get back. 1 second here. Sorry, I just heard a ding while I was walking away there. I'm so sorry, Master Place. Thank you for the follow. I was literally just about to go grab myself a drink from inside the house real quick. But I wanted to make sure I just addressed the follow just before I head inside really quick. Um, I'm giving everyone the RGB potion because throughout all of this, we want to make sure that all the lag monsters stay away and no one's getting any lag. And everyone knows that RGB keeps the lag monsters away. But thank you so much for the follow, Master Plays. Always appreciated. All the best. I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna run inside really quick, grab a quick drink, and then we're gonna come back out and continue some just chatting here. Having a lot of fun with the just chatting this morning, folks. But need to fill up my cup here with some H2O. I'll be right back, folks. Gotta go grab some H2O. That is Canadian winter back there. That is actually snow. So I'll be right back. I gotta go brave the cold here to get back to the house. I'll explain everything when I get back. 1 second, folks. Yes, welcome so much. Yeah, it's been awesome. I don't know if I had my mic on when I did the little RGB intro there. I think I'm too spacey for that, but handing out the RGB potion today to everyone to keep the lag monsters away, right? Because everyone knows that lag is a plague. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Yeah, it's super bright out there. Because it's all white with the snow and everything like that. So it looks like I'm opening the portal to to like heaven or something like that. But no, it's just a cold Canadian winter. Hey Alexa, what's the temperature today?
Right now, it's 0 degrees Celsius. Today,
Exactly.
-2 degrees.
1 second, folks. I'll be right back. That is actual snow that I just grabbed from out there. 1 second, folks. I'll be right back.
How is everyone doing? Welcome back. I'm back. Taking me so long to get to the house and back, eh? It's not heaven, it's Canada. Which are almost the same. Honestly, Avis, like I hate to be that person, but you're right. Like I love Canada so much. Um, yeah, well, okay. So I've got a girlfriend with kids, Master Play. I'm an old man, so I've got a girlfriend with kids, or a kid. How about you? Do you have any kids? That's actually something I'll have to go inside very shortly and actually hang out with the family. Because with me being out in the stream shed, this is something I address all the time. I love the fact that I'm out here. I can be loud, I can be boisterous, I can be myself in here on stream. But I shut my family out from essentially this part, right? Um, and like if my girlfriend wants help or needs something, or even just wants to talk to me, she can't even like turn around and just talk to me, and I feel really bad for that. But, you know, it is what it is. I always stream early in the morning, so you know, I don't want to wake anyone up, right? Oh, you're just a kid yourself? Hey, trust me, if you watch the stream long enough, Master Plays, you will realize really quick I'm a big kid at heart. I was actually just joking with another viewer this morning about that, about how, immature I am at times and stuff like that. I have more toys than a lot of kids do. I'm just an adult, or I'm just a kid with more money, right? Oh, Canada, our home and native land. I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, Avis. Maybe for like, maybe that'll be one of my, maybe that'll be a certain goal or something like that. Maybe when we hit a certain peak, I'll do the whole national anthem on stream for everyone. With I'll make sure that I have my pet beaver in view so everyone can see me petting my pet beaver. I'll make sure that I probably leave the igloo so that I get better lighting, because the lighting in the igloo that I live in isn't that good. That should be a point redeemed, to be honest. Well, wait. Okay. So wait till you see some of the point redeems, Amos. I think some of them are gonna be pretty funny. I've got one that is like, I mean, at this point, I pretty much answer any question anyways. But I've got one like ask any question. I've got one that I think is really nice, especially for the Heals on You community, which is you can actually like buy a compliment, which I'm gonna try and personalize to each one of my viewers as best as I can to like as best I know them essentially. Which I think would be really cool because like I always say, like this channel is about like building people up and like healing people, right? And like go figure, you guys were the ones to build me up and heal me up this morning, right? And you know, on that note, take a healing potion, right? Everyone grab a healing potion, chug down your healing potions for the day. Make sure that you stay healed up, right? Do we have the backflip? No, like I said, Avis, I'm an old man. I will break myself if I do a backflip. If I'm to do a backflip at this age, I'm gonna need like hoists and pulleys going everywhere. It's gonna have to be like CGI'd and stuff like that. Like I'm gonna need a body double to come in off screen. He's gonna do like a quick take with me and stuff like that. I don't know if I have the budget for something like that. Those backflips were when I was like 16 years old. I'm over double that now, so I can't be doing backflips on stream. You know what actually would be really cool, Avis, would be I actually used to play around, and don't worry, Master Play, I will address your question there. I just want to come to this really quick, and I'm so scatterbrained that I try and finish off one thought before I mash in another one. But one thing I thought would be really cool is little known fact. I don't think I've mentioned this.
I used to be really, really big into, if anyone knows what they are, like devil sticks, where it's essentially like the baton with the two sticks that you like use and control the baton with. I used to be huge into devil sticks. So one thing I'm pretty confident, because I actually have a set and stuff like that, that I pull out every once in a while. What I could do is maybe do like a quick like devil sticks demonstration or something like that. I can't pull off backflips because I will break myself, but I'm still young enough to play with devil sticks. Oh, see, you did that too, eh? That's sick. That is sick. Actually, on that note too, not to like boast or anything, when we went to Florida, we went to the, I think I want to say it was like the China exhibit or something like that, and they had devil sticks there. And I asked the lady that was running the stand if I could essentially like, play with them for a minute, right? Um, and long story short, I played with them for a couple minutes, and I had started like getting like a little bit of like an audience and stuff like that. She even thanked me afterwards, for kind of doing the demonstration and stuff like that, because it did generate some sales and stuff. But I should have asked her if I could have gotten like a free pair or something for doing that, eh? Like a little promo spiff, right? And Master Plays, I will be totally honest. Unfortunately, right now, at the beginning of all this craziness, I was actually laid off. So I've pretty much been, you know, just doing little odd jobs here and there as best I can to pay the bills whenever I can and stuff like that. In Canada, we do actually have like a really good recovery program going on right now, between like CERB and CERB and stuff like that. I know in a lot of cases it has been used and abused for a lot of people, but I am thankful in my case that I've had it to fall back on, um, to pay bills and stuff like that. I'm lucky enough too in a lot of cases that my house and my overhead, like overhead meaning like how much money I have to essentially spend to keep living, isn't really that high. I don't have a huge house. I don't live above my means. I don't drive some crazy fancy new car. So in most cases, I'm really lucky because my like money I have to spend every month on bills and stuff like that is so minimal compared to like a lot of my friends or family and stuff like that. Because I really do live very like, I guess, uh, thrifty, is the term. Like I reuse a lot of things. You know, other than things I need to buy new, I don't generally buy new stuff like that, right? But yeah, the devil sticks were so much fun. And no, I mean, it is what it is, right? Master plays. Um, I mean, a lot of people have lost their jobs throughout all of this and everything like that. Um, and it's been really hard on a lot of people. I've been fortunate enough, you know, or I've been fortunate enough throughout all of this to still be able to pay my bills, to be, you know, thrifty enough to keep the, you know, my head above water and everything like that. But no, it hasn't been that bad and everything. In a lot of cases too, like, I've been taking the time to try and teach myself new skills, teaching myself like photo editing, video editing. I essentially, kind of taught myself how to set up the stream setup. Re-taught myself how to build computers. I haven't built a computer in many years, and I just built the computer I'm on now at the beginning of November, and it was very different compared to building computers in the past and stuff like that. So I've been building a lot of computers now and stuff like that. Different things like that, right? Just keeping yourself busy is the main thing. Oh, Avis, no, no, all the best to you too. No, props to you, Avis. Props to you. Props to you. Honestly, you have been such a gem in the community. But yeah, Master Plays, I mean, eh, in Canada, there's like in Southern Ontario right now, we're actually in, I guess, our second wave of like heavy restricted lockdowns. Just yesterday, actually on stream, I mean, you can actually see the video. I actually had like an Amber Alert, like on my phone, like almost like in most areas it would be almost comparable to like an air raid siren going off. And it essentially went off to tell everyone, like, you know, stay at home, you're not allowed to leave your houses, stuff like that, right? So um, I've been more or less doing this in the morning times, just trying to, you know, help people through what they might be going through at home too, right? Um, trying to keep people healed up, right? And like I was seriously saying this morning, like my community in a lot of cases helps me stay healed up too, right? Avis the gem helped me keep healed up this morning. Rotten King was super awesome this morning. Oh, and shout out to Rotten King too, because Rotten King also streams one of the games I've been playing a lot recently, Paladins. So if you want, check out the Rotten King. Like, actually, I don't know how to do. I've been in some other streamers' streams, and sorry, I apologize immensely. Thank you so much, Hariz Mohidin. I I butcher some names, but holy jumpin'. I think I just took a butcher knife and just slashed that name in half. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for the follow. And also too, as I've been saying all day, take the RGB potion with you. The RGB potion is for the lag monsters, right? It keeps the lag monsters away. And with everything going on, everyone gaming, everyone enjoying the internet right now, there's nothing worse than lag. Right, Avis? There's nothing worse than lag. Oh, okay. Explain to me real quick, Avis, so I know how to do this because I've seen it in other people's streams. Is this something through Stream Elements I need to get set up, or something through Twitch I need to get set up? Because I really, really want the shoutouts open like that, because I think that is a great feature. Because Rotten King, hey, shout out in verbal form. You're a gem too, and I'm looking forward to picking your brain for the mic information too, because unfortunately, as I was saying, everyone, my mic kind of went out yesterday, so unfortunately, I'm using my boom mic right now, so I apologize for that too. But yeah, thank you for the follow there, Harismo, 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 Haydn. Harismo Haydn? Okay, it's a command from Stream Elements. So when I go in off stream, that's when I always kind of work on my stream and stuff like that. When I go in to hang out with the family and everything. So I will definitely add in the shoutouts function, because I think that's a great function to help out the community. Anyone else that wants to, that has been anyone else that has been chatting here or whatnot and wants to drop a Twitch handle, I've got no problems with self-promoting here, to be totally honest. I'd like people to follow other people in the community and stuff like that, right? Oh boy, Master Plays. Honestly, I've been playing games for so long. There's a wide list of games. It really depends on how I'm kind of feeling for the day and how I want to run the stream. A lot of the times on stream, I'll play kind of the more low-key games, like Avis has noticed, or like I always try to play. Things like Stardew Valley, maybe like Minecraft in the future, some indie games, leveling in World of Warcraft. And why that is because like I really try to focus on chatting. And when I play a lot of my like first-person shooter games like Overwatch, Paladins, I dabble in some Warzone, things like that. I'm so focused on the gameplay itself because it's so fast-paced that I don't give chat the attention I feel it deserves. So in most cases when I stream, I'll usually play slower paced games on stream, and then a lot of the times I'll play games with viewers or stuff like that if they want to off stream. And that's when I'll play like Overwatch, Paladins, Call of Duty, Heroes of the Storm. I'll do some dungeons in World of Warcraft every once in a while, things like that, right? What do you play, Master Play? Do you play any of those that I've listed up top? Oh, and I play a lot of Fortnite Save the World. Not so much Battle Royale, but I do dabble in Fortnite once in a while, like if my nephew wants to play with me, because he's a big Fortnite player and he's better than I am at it. Herismo. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, Herismo. Herismo works. Yeah, yeah. I'm horrible with names. I'm so sorry, Herismo. I'm so sorry. My pronunciation on names, I'm so uncultured, right? So when I read something like that, I take it so literally, right? That's one thing about me. I'm very literal, especially when I'm reading. Oh, add the function that lets mods change the game. Well, you know what? Why don't we do that right now? Why am I talking about doing that off stream today? We can actually do that type of stuff on stream today because that's the joys of having a just chatting session. We can do things like that, right? So if we go into stream elements and we can get this stuff set up, right? Because let's get this stuff taken care of. Let's TCB a little bit, everyone. Let's TCB, right? Take care of business. Take care. Oh, Roblox. Roblox. Okay. See, that's a huge one my nephew plays too, actually. What I want to get him doing is like how-to videos in Roblox, because he has some really cool things like unlocked, and he's really big into like keeping up with the new challenges and stuff like that. That I think he'd do some really good like how-to videos and stuff. Whereas Roblox, I have to admit, I don't play that. I play what is it, Rec Room on my virtual reality every once in a while, and that's very similar to Roblox and virtual reality, but I don't actually play Roblox, me. I do apologize. Stardew Valley supremacy, you're right. PC Master Race supremacy, right? No, I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those people. Because even I try and do a tech talk every Monday night, and that's actually one of the things I've been addressing recently. Is if you have a budget of say around the $500 Canadian mark right now, and you're looking into like a PC, I'd almost look into a console personally. If you're a true game, like a straight gamer, like just play games, because if gaming is your only concern, you're gonna get way more bang for buck out of a console this time than a computer probably, and that's like the first time that's ever happened. Okay, let's try and figure out what we're doing here. So how do we? Is that a bot? Would that be a bot, Avis? I'm assuming chat commands. Yeah, probably chat commands. Shout out. Moderator. So that's weird too, because I have everything. I have everything turned on essentially. Um. Ooh, Master Play. Ooh, that was a really good guess. Wow, I don't think anyone's ever come like really that close to my age before. That was actually a really good guess, Master Play. No, I'm 35. I'll be turning 36 in like 2021 here this year, at the end of April. But that was actually a really close guess. I don't think anyone's ever come that close before. Most people think I'm like really young for some reason, which I mean, I act it and stuff, but I don't think I look it. I'm an old man. I've been around the sun a couple times. You know what's fun about Roblox though, Avis? The main thing about Roblox is the fact that you can do virtually anything in that game, right? It's a free version of almost every other game that you have to play that you have to pay for. So if you want to pay, like if you want to play a version of Grand Theft Auto, you can play a free version of Grand Theft Auto in Roblox. If you want to play Among Us, you can play Among Us in Roblox. So it's super practical for the younger crowd and stuff like that that want to play a large variety of games, and just because that's what my nephew does. He literally just game hops for the most part. He's got his few go-to games. Like I think one of the games he always talks about is Islands, if I'm not mistaken. And then I guess there's a new one too. He plays as well. You know what? Actually, I think I can do this because I don't think there's any like sensitive information or anything like that here. So what? Where do I go for? Oh, do I have to set a custom command for that? or user management. Where do I... Oh, is this shoutouts? Twitter, slot machine, emote, combos. So where's the shoutout option in here? More? Oh, and I've heard Counter-Strike Go's a really big game. That's like a really big esports game, right, Masterplay? Because I know I always hear that one being thrown around when people talk about like esports and stuff like that. Because that's one of those games where essentially like when you're talking about frames per second, monitor rates and stuff like that's one of those games where the monitor rate actually matters because it's such a quick like a quick pace shooter. Well, not so much quick pace, but like just a millisecond counts, right? Yeah, see, that's what most people seem to think, Avis, is that I'm in my late 20s, which I mean I appreciate, but that's yeah, no, that's not the case. I'm pushing late 30s almost at this point, which I mean I don't really feel like most days, but it is the reality of things. Yeah, that you know what's funny actually too, Master Plays. That's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to essentially create this community was almost like have like almost like a lounge spot after the first person shooters to just come in and like rebuild yourself up, right? Because actually it's funny. I wish I was streaming last night because I was playing Overwatch and there was literally probably one of the most toxic players I have ever played with in a game. Ever. And the worst part about it was he was the type of toxic player that like was you could really tell he was like trolling for other people to just like get pulled into this like pit of despair he was, you know, living in. Like he comes into the game and first thing he starts talking about in Overwatch, which is like character based, right? Is like, oh, we got a Bastion on our team. Well, you better switch up. I'm not covering you, and like I'm not protecting you, right? And like just cutting the person down. It's like, for one, we're in quick play. Like people are virtually just learning the game in quick play, right? Like who cares? And two, like before the game even starts, like why have that attitude? And then it just snowballed from there, right? It snowballed into like racism and stuff like that from the person. Like it got pretty crazy at times. Like it got to the point like in the game though where I just started laughing and like I literally like just started like, you know, you're welcome for the content, like, you know, heals on you, Twitch TV, it heals on you, you know, like just self-promoting myself, right? Because you could tell from the way that this guy was like just trolling the other people in chat that like he was just doing it for content, right? Like he was just using it to like build some clip videos and stuff like that. So here I am in the background just like, yo, heals on you, stay positive everyone, heal potions all around, like just being a total goof, right? People probably almost hated me more than him just because of how positive I was being. Yeah, what I'll probably do, Avis, is I'll probably like when I go inside, actually what I'll do is I'll add this to my handy dandy notebook here, right? Hashtag never enough notebooks, right? Oh, and I just love showing these off. These are my wicked awesome bookmarks. They're Star Wars bookmarks. They're really hard to see because I do have a kind of crummy webcam. But they're Star Wars bookmarks, and then the best ones are the like the lightsabers, and essentially they're just magnets that go around pages so that you can mark your pages, but they are so practical. Again, hashtag never enough notepads, right? He's even my girlfriend, wicked awesome girlfriend, bought me this for Christmas. Heels on you, right? Oh, I love her to death. She's awesome. I go inside and give her a big, big hug. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing too. Because well, it's a relatively old game, isn't it? Master Play, like it's been out for a while, so there's probably a lot of people working on the coding and the sources for the game and stuff like that, um, which can be a major downside, right? Um, it's a benefit to a lot of gamers to play an older game because you can generally play it on uh, less hardware, so you don't need like a like some ridiculously expensive system to play it on really nice frame rates and stuff like that. But in terms of the community getting their hands on it and tearing it apart and hacking it, um, I've seen that happen in a lot of older games, which is unfortunate. Like Diablo 2, Borderlands, stuff like that, right? But I mean, that's the reality of most games online, right? People want to kind of hack it apart and have their own fun with it. Yeah, well, that's what it usually comes down to, right, Avis? Yeah, and it was weird too because like the way they were even like using the racism was like they were like I don't know, I don't even want to get into it for the most part, but essentially like they were kind of like making fun of themselves and then like trying to bait people into making fun of him for what he was making fun of himself for, which was just it was so weird. Like, and again, like I was saying, like you could kind of just tell he was just like trolling for content at that point because even the team was just like even our team was just like, dude, like just play, man. Like, can you please just do your job and play? And he just so. And but the funny part too was Avis. I mean, from voice chat, it certainly didn't sound like it was like a kid. It sounded like definitely an adult of some sort. Whether it be a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old, it definitely sounded like an adult. It didn't sound like a kid. So that's what kind of made it weirder still. So these things here, they're super awesome. The little Mio squirters, Mio Sport. They're like it's essentially almost like flavored water or like flavoring for your water. But those ones are specifically like the sport ones, no sugar, stuff like that. I really like them, and they're relatively cheap too. They mix a lot better than like G Fuels, Gamer Sups, Mix stuff like that. Those all have their purpose, but they all don't mix very well. Mm. I get what you're saying too, Avis. Yeah, like not literally a kid, but kid, right? Kid, kid, immature, immature. Sorry, I always forget. Immature would be the word in that case, right? Yeah, the immature person. So what's the scoop for today, Master Play? Do you have a PA day today too then? Because I know my nephew, he has a PA day, which actually I'm supposed to message him. And then double C with oh, because I think we are supposed to meet at a hill today. I think we're still gonna go to one of our local parks and meet up to go tobogganing with the kids. What do you think is the meaning of life? 42. 42. It's simple. 42. Problem is, Master Play, you have to ask the right question to get the answer you're looking for, bud. Little reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy there. If you've never seen it, check it out. Check it out. Very profound movie. Okay, very profound movie. Um, but they deal with that very question itself. What is the meaning of life? And essentially what without you know what I if I try and explain what I'm going to explain, it's going to ruin it. And in my opinion, that's one of those movies where read the book, watch the movie. It doesn't matter. They're both awesome. Check them out. But that is a really neat watch. It's one of those movies where at first you're kind of like, oh, this is just kind of stupid, right? And then by the end of the movie, you're kind of like, what? Like, Idiocracy is very much like that too. I always suggest that movie to people because in a lot of cases, I get a lot of people where if they don't actually commit to the whole movie, they'll come back and like say to me like, Andrew, that movie was so stupid. Like, how can you actually like, like recommend that movie so highly? But like, watch it. That movie is virtually and almost literally what is happening in the world and a foreshadowing of the future of human society, in my opinion. Um, Idiocracy. Idiocracy. Um, who's what's his name? Oh, is it Owen Wilson or it's one of the Wilson brothers that's the main star in it. But it is a comedy movie. It is like slapstick comedy, but it's satire comedy. It's meant to be deeper than the face value of the movie. So watch it. If you need to, rewatch it and really think about what's actually happening in the movie and then almost overlay it to what's happening in real life right now. The breakdown of education and the lack of importance of education. Um, Watch it. You'll thank me after watching it. No way, you're reading the book right now, actually? Well, see, I'm succinct with the viewers, right? I knew that, Avis. That's why I made that reference. That's why I pulled all the chat towards Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right? That's super funny. Yeah, that's a really good watch. But no, in all, like, if I was to just like bring it to more of a serious thing, like the meaning of life would be like love. I know it sounds really corny and stupid, but it's love and happiness for sure. Like, there's so many other things that you can replace with love and happiness. Um, that I mean, realistically, like it becomes so irrelevant. You know, where you live, what you drive. That I mean, what do those things really matter if you don't have anyone to share that with, or just the enjoyment in the little things in life every day, and stuff like that, right? I mean, you can own 50 cars, but if you don't enjoy driving those cars or can't share the enjoyment with someone, what's the point of owning 50 cars? I mean, I guess, yeah, don't get me wrong, it'd be fun, but I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, like, you can only play a one-player video game for so long, right? The meaning of life is playing video games. Love is overrated. But I mean, like, not even so much like love, like not even so much love in a human being, but like even just love in general, right? Like like passion love, love for something, love in yourself, um, like happiness and love kind of rolled into one, right? They kind of go hand in hand. Getting super deep and philosophical here, yo. But no, that kind of breaks down to it, just general happiness, right? Speaking of love and happiness, though, it is getting later into the day, and that usually means that I should probably go inside and hang out with the family. Go see the love and happiness, right? Oh no, don't get me wrong, Master Plays. I mean, I grew up at the infancy of like video games essentially, and I mean it's been a really interesting journey. Actually, you know what? I mean, if you and I always say, like, there's no pressure or anything like that, of course. But I do, whoa, what the heck just happened there? Okay, so apparently my restream chat just closed down. So I apologize, everyone, if you continue chatting. Give me 2 seconds here to reopen that, because my restream chat just literally, like, just pooped the bed. What was I gonna say? But I do have the Discord there. I don't know if that worked because it might have dropped before I got into Discord. But if you do want to drop into the Discord, I have a retro, like, kind of a retro blog slash story area that I do a lot of, or not a lot of, but I do some, like, short stories and stuff on, like telling where my gaming history came from and everything like that. And I want to write more stories on there. So if you'd like to join up on the Discord community and stuff like that, we'd love to have you. What the heck is going on here? Okay, that was really weird. Sorry, I'm super flustered and, like, distracted now. I'm super distracted. I need you guys back. 1 second. Bear with me here. Bear with me here. Okay, sorry. So I apologize if I missed anything there. If you guys did drop messages there, I don't know if I got them. 1 second. I guess I could have had my other chat window open here. But yeah, I do apologize for that. It literally just kicked me out of my, I think my internet's messing up here. Where's my computer? Ooh, maybe it's a good thing that I'm getting off here. Seem to be having some weird software issues here. Well, as always, folks, thank you so much for joining in. I tried to drop... Here, I'm going to try and do this again here. Hopefully it doesn't kick me out here this time. But if you would like, by all means, anyone viewing, drop into the Discord community. We would love to have you. We'd love to see you around in the future, everyone. Master Plays, thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, it's really weird. I can't seem to pull up my history here. Yeah, Master Plays, thank you so much for viewing and the follow. Harismo, sorry, I'm losing my voice here. Harismo, thank you so much for the views and the follow as well there. Everyone, have a lovely day, right? Stay healed up. And, of course, oh, one more. Take the RGB potion with you, right? Oh, no way! No way did my oh, I was gonna say, oh no, did my RGB potion finally die on me? But nope, I just turned it off. Apparently I don't care about the lag monsters. Oh, but you know what? I think that... Oh, that one's dying though. Yeah, that one's dying on me. Alright, everyone. I hope you don't mind. If it's cool, I probably will raid a fellow streamer here, because I always love to show a little bit of support in the community. So if I can, I'm gonna raid someone here. See if maybe... We'll raid Loki Lady here. We'll raid Loki Lady. And again, thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been super awesome, everyone. You guys make the streams what they are, right? I wouldn't be here without you folks. I don't really feel like streaming to no one. So you guys make me come back, right? Or you guys get me to come back is a better way of wording that. So thank you for that, because I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy doing this. Run a 60-second ad break. Why would I run an ad break when I don't get paid for it? No offense, but like, yeah, why would I run an ad break for you guys and make you guys watch an ad if I don't even make money? I'm not affiliated or anything. That's weird. All right. Thank you everyone for the views. Thank you everyone for the follows. Masterplay, Harismo, I just sheet my pants. Such a funny name. Thank you for the follow. Everyone, it's been super awesome. And I hope to come back possibly later in the afternoon tonight, and maybe actually do some gameplay tonight. Maybe we'll do some Overwatch Paladins, maybe kick it up a notch and do something a little bit fast-paced, have some fun, right? Maybe do something where we could join, the viewers could join in for some gameplay too. So by all means, if you ever have suggestions for gameplay, let me know. Let me know. I love to game. I love to game. All right, everyone. All the best. Peace, peace. Peace, peace.